Shut up. No, don't start barking. Okay, guys. Let me know how it is now. And if you can see my screen. I figured it out. I apologize, guys. Little technical difficulties, but this is my first time. Let me know if you can hear me, see my screen. Cool. All right, hopefully everybody didn't get too annoyed and they'll come back, but okay. We'll give them a few minutes, okay? I know some of you may be on your lunch hour or don't have a lot of time, but let me know if it's lagging again. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start. Those people that were on the other one will hopefully find this one. So, what I was saying is we don't want this 4 to come into this 1. That is the major no-no. If we want this 5th wave, this 4 cannot come into this 1. We can come down, you know, $50 away from it and we're okay. Now, of course, I don't want it to come that deep, but it is what it is. As long as we do not touch this 1, we're okay to go up for this big 5th that we want. Now we have, I'll talk about the gaps on a lower time frame. So on the weekly, as expected, if you've been tuning into my videos, I expected us to get rejected in this bullish resistance. Everything above 50 is bullish. Everything below 50 is bearish. If you look back here when we were on this big run, we never broke 50. We pushed way up into the 90s. We found support on 50, up into the 90s, and there it went. Now, when we were in this descending triangle, whatever we called it at the time, we were holding 40. We tried very hard to rally, but we failed each time. It was when we broke through 40 that we got this big rollover. So where we're sitting right now on the weekly is fine. It looks good. And it has room to come down. It even can come down to this 40 mark. Would I rather it hold 50? Of course. But if it holds 40, we have the chance of not coming into this wave 1. So that's what you need to watch out for on the weekly. Holding the 50 or holding the 40. We don't want to break that 40. If we do, we're going to turn very bearish and get a big, like, capitulation looking leg. Okay. Let's go down to the daily. Are we still lagging? Okay. On the daily, when we, again, were trending to the upside, we held the 50 mark. Once we crossed above it, that's when we really got moving. And as you can see, we found it as support. Now, on the daily, holding between 40 and 50 is what we want to do. Right now, we're sitting on the 40. So, if this is going to roll over on us, we need a bounce to the upside. We really don't want to break the 40, because when we do is when we end up in bearish territory, and then what happens is we get rejected in the bullish resistance zone. When we were coming up in here, as you can see, each time we got lower, 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 and then we rejected, went lower, rejected, and you can see how it works here. So this here, if we can hold this 40, that would be the best. That's what we want to look for. Let's talk about the different things that can happen here. And I have gone over this in every video, but we're going to go over it again. Chuck, is the yeah that I'm still lagging? Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure why. It's like a mystery, but I'll work on it and bear with me. I know that it's really horrible to have a lagging stream. Okay, so recently I dug deeply into this leg right here. Actually, I went down on the 5-minute time frame and I dug into all of this, because if you've been following me, you know that it's bugging me greatly, this whole bottom. And now that we've pivoted, it's not really bugging me as bad, but it still bugs me. But it really doesn't matter right now whether we're looking at this as a 1, a 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Doesn't matter right now at this moment what this is, whether it's a 5-wave move or it's a 3-wave move in an ABC. Basically, it would be A, B, C. When it's going to matter is after we see what happens with this leg. So trying to project whether this is 5 or 3 right now is basically impossible, because we need more data to fill in. So on Bitcoin, we have the option of having our first leg here to be what we call an expanded flat. And I'll make these thicker so we can see them. What it is a 3-wave, a 3-wave, and then this would be a very sharp C. Now, if we break the 2.618, if this leg right here comes down, rolls over, and breaks this 2.618, this expanded flat is not going to be valid because a 2.618 is the deepest it can go. Let me put the two, well, it would help if I'd put it on there, right? So if this rolls over, touches the 2.618, let me make sure I have this exactly on there. We still have the chance that this is an expanded flat. It hit it to the T. But regardless of whether it's an expanded flat or not, I still feel it's the first leg of a larger correction. And we'll compare ETH and Bitcoin and you'll see why I'm leaning that way. So basically our options here are that we can make 3 waves like this, and I've talked about this in my videos. Then whether we roll over here, if we roll over, we just can't pass the 2.618. If we do that, I'm going to look at this as not an expanded flat. I'm going to be looking at this as this is our first leg of a 5-wave move. But I can't say whether it is yet until I see what happens here. So the options are 3 waves, 3 waves up, and then we can either get 5 to the downside or 3. So 3 waves up, and then we could do 3 waves down. This right here is our best option. Why? Because this gives us a chance to connect to a bigger correction to the upside. So this being an expanded flat is the best option because then this all becomes one move, which you can label an A or a W. This all becomes one move that you label B or X. And then we have the chance of going up in either 3 or 5. And what this does is creates a bigger 3-wave move. And it gets our, whether the A is here or it's here, it's not mattering at this point because we need this to happen. It gets our B wave up higher. And that is the most important thing. Because the higher the B wave, the more bullish the market, and then we have the chance to come down in 3 or 5 and never break this low. What it does is it creates a very bullish, what we call running flat, where you make a higher low, and then at that point we would blast off for that big 5th wave. Okay. So the most bullish thing that can happen right now, which there is some bull counts, and I'm going to go over them. But as far as the most bullish corrective way we can move, this is it. Okay? Is creating this type of move. Let me know if I'm still lagging really bad. Would make me very happy if that would stop. Okay, so I went over the most bullish corrective way that we can make this correction bigger, okay? I'm going to go over what bullish options we have. It's okay now, though. That's wonderful to hear. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so the bullish counts are assuming that we ended down at this point right here. Okay. I don't like that. I've talked about it in my videos about why. If this is your first time tuning in, I will go over it very quickly. All of this stuff down here, all of it is 3 waves, except this leg right here could be 5. Okay? It's all 3 waves, and we cannot take off bullish on a 3-wave move. So the only way that this could be the start of something new is if we ended here. But I've went over it about why I don't like it, because every leg needs a leg. Like this leg here needs a partner. And that partner needs to hit the 618 minimum requirement. None of these legs do. So that's whether it's on log or linear, doesn't matter. It's even worse on linear. So, you know, there's no way to match it up other than calling this a 5-wave move. And if that's the case, if this is a 5-wave move that ended here, what starts with 5 ends with 5. Meaning that if this is 5 waves and this is a correction, then we're going to get another 5 over here. And we don't really want that. So, but there could be, I'm not going to deny, there could be something down here I've missed. Even though I have dug into this so many times, I can't find it, but it could be there. So the bullish options are that this correction ended right here at this bottom. And the options that we have are, the first one is that we created a leading diagonal right here. I don't really like it. It doesn't look right. Actually, it would have had to have ended here. Let's see. So it doesn't even work out right. I mean, I don't even like it. But this would be 3, this would be 4, and this would be 5. Okay? But it's possible because every move in here is a 5-wave move. This is 5. This is 5. See, it would have to go like this. I'm sorry. It would have to go like this. 3, 4, 5. Okay? And then the expanded flat. Okay? So this would be the first part or the whole part of the correction, like this. But like I said, we passed that 2.618. This expanded flat comes off. Now, if this is going to play out, this leading diagonal, I don't want to see it come past this wave 2 right here. It doesn't completely invalidate it by coming past it, but usually a leading diagonal, the correction that comes next, usually 90% of the time does not pass the wave 2 here. Complete invalidation, 100%. This leading diagonal is off the table, is breaking this low here. Okay. Yes, we could do the same thing. 3 wave, 3 wave, and then 3 wave. So the bullish count would end up being 1 and 2, like this. And it could come a little deeper and fill this gap, but we'll have to wait and see on that. And there's a lot of price action to fill in here before we get there. Could this be just the correction right here? It could be, but the way this looks right now on a lower time frame, and we'll look at it, I don't see how it's going to take off right now. So it leads me to believe that there's more to correction to come. But I'm not leaning this way, guys, but I do have to present it because the count is there. It would just have to have ended at that bottom, and I just don't agree with it, but I'm going to present it just in case this decides to moon, and that was the count, and I didn't present it. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so let's move on down and let's take a look at this immediate term, what we have going on here. Can you give us the numbers? How low can it go? How low can it go? Well, I guess you're probably wanting worst case scenario. So worst case scenario would be, worst case scenario is pretty bad. So I'll give you both. I'll give you worst case absolute scenario and what I think worst case scenario can be. How's that? All right, so we'll give what I think first, and then I'll give you worst case scenario. So the worst I think it can get is this is a zigzag, and this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. This was a 3-wave correction. And then what we'll end up getting is 5 to the downside. In worst case, I think we'll probably hold this order block right here. We'll come on down and we'll make a zigzag of some sort. And we'll come down into these corrective pocket. This is what we call the corrective pocket. Now it can come as low as the 1.618, but we don't want that to happen because it would come into our wave 1. So if it's going to get ugly, this is the worst ugly I want to see, is that we come down into this corrective pocket, which would be 17,300. It would be the bottom of this order block right here. Okay. Now I'm going to give you the ugliest of ugly. And this would mean that we are not going to the upside with a fifth wave. Okay? This would mean that this is the top of this bull run, and we're going to go into a bear market. Because it says that all this is a wave 1, and this is a 2, and we're going to come really deep, 3, 4, 5. And then it gets even uglier because then we get a 4 and we get a 5 to the downside, and it's going to get ugly. Okay? Do I think that's going to happen? You know, I don't think so. I mean, if I had to say yes or no about this, I don't think so, unless there's some big institutional buyers that want a low Bitcoin again so they can load up. I mean, I feel they have some power. The ones that, you know, plan on buying a lot of Bitcoin. What kind of power they have, I'm not exactly sure, and I don't want to put speculation out there, but yeah. And guys, let me go over this. If it got that ugly, okay, and let me go up to the weekly. If it got that ugly, and this is the top of our fifth wave, what I see happening is, yes, it's going to look like a bear market because we're going to come on down and play around and da 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 da, and it's going to look like a bear market. But I do not think we will ever break all this resistance again. I don't think that's ever going to happen. If it does, it will shock me. It really will. It will shock me. Look at this support in there. That's a lot of buying. Okay. And I know I pulled that on down there, but I think worst case, you know, we come somewhere in here with a wick. Like a wick like this, if it's going to happen. A wick that gets bought up like unbelievable. So I don't think we'll ever break any of this. I don't even think we'll get that low. I think we'll just touch the top of it. Okay? Worst case scenario. And what it would actually be to me is a higher degree fourth. So we would get, which likes to come into the prior fourth. Okay? So this would be like 3. All of this would have been 4. This would have been a fifth wave, which is a higher degree third, and we'll put a circle around it. This would be a higher degree fourth, and it would be longer, guys. It would take a year, and I don't think we'd ever break this resistance. And then the fifth that would come after this would look like this. It would be a bull run like that. It would be massive. Massive. This would be the buy of the century. Like, there wouldn't buy of the century. Because this fifth that would come would be a bull run like this. So yes, it would be ugly. Nobody would like it. But if it happens, you can bet I'm buying a lot of Bitcoin right there. Consider this: most liquidity above us cleared apart from those who were holding their longs underwater still in their position. So expect further continuous liquidations and move lower. It's possible. And then, you know, here's the thing. We break that 30,000 mark again, and there is going to be panic selling. There's not many people out there that can hold through that. It's hard to be able to hold through that. If I was holding, you know, that's a big drop from 45,000. If we came all the way down there to 12, that's a lot of money of your portfolio you're watching going out the door. So I think a lot of people that have invested a lot of money may have drawn their line in the sand at a certain point. Where that point is, I can't say. And once it cracks it, and most likely it's probably going to be that $30,000 mark if we crack it. And I feel there is going to be some panic selling. How bad it gets, I can't say, because there is people that are going to buy that up. So we're just going to have to wait and see. But this being still a fourth and a fifth to the upside is still completely intact. There is nothing about it that is suggesting that we cannot hold it as a fourth. Okay? All right. So let's talk about what we have going on right here. And I'm going to get a little closer. All right. So I'm sure when we were coming down, everybody thought that this was going to roll over. But in Elliott wave, every leg needs a leg. So I know that this is a wick here, but if you went down on, I don't know, maybe the 1 minute or 3 minute, you can see these legs. So this is a leg. So minimum requirement is that it needs to hit the 618. Okay? So whether we come down like this and we make this, let's see. How did I have it? Oh, okay. So whether it's W, X, Y, A, B, C, it doesn't matter the labeling right now. So A, B, this may come deep, guys. It may come deeper, okay? So this is an internal count. Then this count to the upside turns into A. This turns into B. And then we need that move to the upside that is at least got to hit the 618. So that's what I'm looking at right now. This is what I want to see happen. If we come higher and we come into this little wave 1 right here, I will be looking at this as this C wave is over, and what we're actually creating is that move up for a B wave. And we'll pan out a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so it would assume that this is either the move, then we make the 3 wave up, and then we start with our down move, okay? Now that's assuming, I don't know why it does that. This pen drives me crazy. Shouldn't have to. Go through this with this pen. Okay, so that's our 2 options. Now it should hit the 618 at least before it comes back down to the downside, but it doesn't have to. It should, but it doesn't have to. It can just roll over here if it wants to. But I would like to see it hit the 618 because 80% of the time, 90% of the time, it does give us the proper leg. Okay? If we just come up here and hit the 618 and we don't take out this wave 1, then I will be looking at this as a fourth wave and not a B. So I will be looking at it as 1, 2. All of this was 3. This is going to be 4. And then we're going to get at 5 that either double bottoms or breaks the low. And then we'll start the rally to the upside. Let me know if that makes sense, guys, or if I'm confusing you to death. Okay, let's see. Let me catch up on the chat here. 8,500. Yeah, I know, but hey, you know what? Here's the thing. We never thought in a million years that there was a gap sitting down here that stayed there for a very long time. I think it was from back here somewhere. I can't remember now. And when this dump happened, we filled it. So saying that the market will never go to a certain point again is a thing that I have like put out of my mind, because I'm telling you, this market will do what it wants, and it can revisit levels that you never thought it would. So what I'm trying to get across is never just have a bias in your head that, you know, we can never visit a level. Me saying that we'll never break this level, I don't think we will. But all it takes is something that triggers panic selling, and it'll take it out. I hope not, but, you know, it's always possible. Bitcoin has never retested the all-time high in a bull market in its history. I think you mean like, I'm not sure exactly what you mean. If you could John, if you're still here, if you could let me know what you mean by this. Jay, I read your first comment and your second one, and I agree with you there. The market moves by market makers clearing liquidity pools on levels since not much above where else. I agree. It's also possible that we peak in December like it always has done before. That is very true, John. Bitcoin likes Decembers. And if you guys don't know that, right here, December. There's so many Decembers. I think there's one back here. January, close enough, okay? I think this was... There's another December. It's back further, but it likes its Decembers. So you could be right. Let's see. December is right here. So here's the thing. A B wave can take the top out, because B waves are allowed to move to 132%. I've talked about this in my videos. If you pull a fib extension from the top to the bottom and you put on the expanded B, okay, I'm Let me make it white so we can see it. Bitcoin loves the expanded B. I could show you multiple expanded B hits. It loves the expanded B. Okay? So it is not, and this is one of the scenarios that I've talked about, where we make a 3-wave move down, and then we go up into that expanded B. Okay? Takes everybody by surprise because this ends up being a bigger 3-wave move. Now, if we hit the 1.618, that is an invalidation for it. This is the pocket right here. The 1.382 and the 1.236. Okay, we break the all-time high. Everybody goes long. They entice everybody because we broke the high. And guess what happens? We get a swift rejection down. Very fast. It's like the one we just had. That's the expanded B. And that could very well happen. Let's see. It could happen in December. Yeah. Could very well happen in December. I'm having to delete these brushes this way because I don't know what its problem is. It's driving me crazy. Okay. Let's go back to the chat. See what else I missed here. Where do you think more orders wait to be filled? Above 48 or below 45? Well, let's look. See this big hole we have here, guys? Okay. It's trying to hold that. That's why it wicked and came back up, and it's trying to find support here. But we still have that hole. So I feel if we come down again, we're going to come down here to this support. That's our next support. So the question was 48 or 45? Probably 48. I think people got short sitting up here. I think the move is up. If I had to pick, I think we're going to get a leg up. And they're short sitting there. They're shorts. So it may front run it. Wherever those shorts are sitting, and let's see where the 618 is. Because most of them are going to be sitting at the 618. Bots, everything's going to be sitting there at the 618. So most are sitting at the 48,375 area. Yep. Bots, everything else is sitting right there. So they'll either front run it or they'll take it out probably. Because the exchange's goal is not to let us win here. The exchange's goal is to take our money. And they can definitely see where everybody's stuff is sitting. I am going to switch to a different pen. 100%. Tactical analysis. This pen's driving me crazy. Look, weekly 20 MA. Nope, that's the 50. Yep. We napped it to the, came right down on it. That's, yeah, we're trying to hold it. Yep. See where the dailies are sitting. Right now, we're trying to hold the 50 on the daily. But you guys see this hole here. If you don't use this VPVR, it's wonderful to find support and resistances. John, I mean after we've taken out the all-time high in the bull phase. Yeah, I asked you to rephase it. Yeah, I guess you're right about that. We'll have to see. Okay, so chemo, meaning it would be out of character for Bitcoin to revisit its previous all-time high after a long 2-year consolidation, suggesting 20K would be out of character. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I don't have all the data on this one. I see what you're talking about now. Oh, mercy, I got a bunch of stuff on here. Look at this. Well, yes, it's never touched its previous all-time high. Besides right here, if you want to call that an all-time high. I don't know. That's kind of in between. I would say this is the bull run. Bull run, bear market, bull run, bear market, bull run, bear market, however we want to see this. Bull run. Yeah, I mean, you're right. You're right. But here's the thing, guys. This asset has only been in existence for 10 years. Okay. This is new. I mean, take a look at, let's see. I don't think I have gold on here, or I think I do. Let's see if gold ever, what is gold? I think it's XAU. And I don't know which one will give me the most here, but let's see. If anybody knows, tell me what gold the most. Here we go. I don't know if I have all the data on this one, but yeah, I mean, they don't touch their all-time highs, so it would be out of character. I guess you are absolutely right on that one. But let's keep an open mind, okay? Because we just want to be prepared for everything. Where is my drawings? Oh, okay. All right, let me get caught up on this chat real quick. The triangle is definitely still on the table. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce your name, but yes. We looked at the weekly 21, 20. Okay, so yeah, Kenmo. Yeah, probably if it hits 20K, we're going to get 14. I probably agree with you on that one. And the lower it goes, yes, there's going to be a lot of buying. And Luca, sorry, I don't know what language that is. All right, let's take a look at ETH. Now, there's not a lot of difference with ETH, okay? ETH is more bullish, if you ask me. And I think that ETH has the potential, and this is just my opinion, guys, to be the first altcoin to decouple itself from Bitcoin. Like the way that they all move with Bitcoin, like Bitcoin's queen or king, however you see it, as a girl, a boy, whatever. I feel like it has the potential to do its own thing. And that would be like awesome. But so far, right now, it's still doing what Bitcoin does on a major scale. Now, I have seen ETH move to the upside without Bitcoin. So it's kind of already happening a little bit, but it looks better. Okay. The weekly time frame is sitting much higher than Bitcoin. On the RSI, the daily is, I think, sitting about the same. Yeah. So Bitcoin's tapping 40 and ETH is a little bit above 40. Okay. But we do have, right now as it stands, bullish divergence because the TDI RSI goes by the candle closes, and so does your regular RSI unless you change the settings. So when you're looking for divergence on your RSI, if you haven't changed the settings, you need to look from candle close to candle close and not wick to wick. If you're looking for bullish divergence on a regular RSI, you can change the settings to lows if you want to use the wicks. But if it's on the default, it's looking for closes. So that being said, we have this upward motion. Now this candle here could wipe it out, but right now we do have it. Okay. Okay. ETH's bullish count is that we have created somehow again, and same thing, I don't like this bottom, but the bullish count is that somehow we ended here, and this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, the people that know Elliott wave are probably considering that this could be a fourth and it would be like this and that we could get a higher fifth. I am not leaning that way because of how sharp this drop was. Okay. ETH does not have the option for this to be an expanded flat. And I'll show you when we get down on the lower time frames. So if this is the bullish count, then this is the start of something. And I'm going to try to avoid that pin. This is the first leg. We're going to get an A, some type of B, and C down. Some type of correction is going to happen here. Whether the B comes up higher and we make a flat. Okay. Can't say exactly, but this is the first leg of it. Now, this saying that it's going to happen like this is saying that this is an A wave and not a wave 1. Okay, this is the bullish option, that this is an A and it's not a wave 1. So we would correct for the wave 2, and then we would take off for a big wave 3. That's the bullish option. And that it ended down here somewhere. I don't like it. It's got the same problems, that I can't match up a leg because it didn't hit the 618. Okay, came close, but it didn't hit it. Can't match this leg with this leg, but it is what it is if we take off bullish, and I'll just have to accept it. Okay. All right, so that's the bull. The bear is the same as Bitcoin. That we have a couple of options here. That this can still be an A. Okay. We get very complex, you know, something like this. And then we go up for another leg to the upside. And that gets us up higher. Where this is A down here. This is B up way up here. Or maybe even up to the expanded B pocket like I showed you. And then we come down and never break this low again. This is the most bullish correction we can make. But let me go. So that's the most bullish correction we can make. What we don't really want to happen here, or what can be happening, is that we're finally getting our partner leg now. Okay? This partner leg. That this was all a big 3-wave move. And this is more the way I'm leaning, okay? Because of how sharp and swift this was. And now we're going to get the 3-wave to the downside or the 5. And hopefully we will make a higher low. Sorry, I'm trying to get back to the chat here. There. Hopefully we will make a higher low, just like I talked about, which would be very bullish, and then we would take off for our 5th. Maybe we fill this gap, get it over with, and go. Okay? So, to summarize it up again, we can come and make a 3-wave correction. We can get ourselves up higher, which would be better, because the higher the B, the more bullish. And it would make this partner leg much higher. Or it's over now, and we're getting this partner leg now. But the bullish option, I can't say is not impossible. I just don't like it because I cannot figure out how we would end on the bottom down there. But it is possible. Complete invalidation for it, 100%, that this move is not a 5-wave move, is breaking the bottom down here. And that's a long way away. So that option's going to stay on the table for a little while. Let's take a close peek at this drop. It's pretty much the same as Bitcoin. The only difference is that it doesn't have the expanded B option because it came way too deep. It just wiped the 2.618 right off the table. I mean, it just wiped it out. Okay. So to me, this is definitely the first leg of something. Whether it's going to be an A wave, we're going to make a B and a C, and then get that chance to get up higher, or this is going to be, when it finishes, what it's going to do. A 1, 2, we're going to come down deeper, 3, 4, 5. And if we get the 5 wave, what starts with 5 ends with 5. Meaning that this can come deep. And it most likely, if we get that 5 wave move like that, then to me, we're getting our partner now. And this is basically all we would need. It's just a partner for this. And we could get that high or low. Let me know if this makes sense, guys. Jay, I agree. People are emotional, but until you've mastered psychology, that's just the way it is. And most people out there have not taken psychology courses or really worked on their psychology. Congratulations on your short, for sure. Sol and Luna have already almost decoupled themselves. Yeah, you're right. I mean, you know, these altcoins, we can do their own thing when Bitcoin is definitely moving sideways. It'd be nice if a lot of the altcoins would decouple themselves. It would give us so much more to trade for sure. Or at least more options, you know what I mean. Congressional hearing on Google Hollywood accounting, empty promises of API and refusal to staff real living human beings for even customer service. Not exactly sure what you're saying, crab apples. Sorry, I'm not exactly understanding that comment. All right, guys, so before I go, does anybody have something, a chart or something they want me to look at? I can't look at 100 of them, but I can look at a few. So my chart is still lagging. All right, well, I'm going to have to work on that for the next live. And I'm going to have to work on getting notification out there. I have no idea why it didn't notify everybody ahead of time. All right, we got XRP, 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 ADA, ADA. All right, I'm going to do those two. And then we'll see if we have time, okay? Where's my XRP? There it is. Okay, so you always go up to the weekly when you want to look at something you haven't looked at, okay? and take a peek. So the first thing I see here with it is this overlap. Okay? All this came into this. This came into this. So that right there tells me that it looks like it's climbing corrective. You can totally see the difference of this blast off and separation here than the difference over here with this overlapping stuff. It's doing a pretty good job on the weekly time frame, holding the 40. So that's why we've continued up. Came really close, but it didn't do it. So the way I see it right now, it is climbing corrective. So we've got an A, B, C. And then we made this really bullish correction here, where this is an A, B, C. It's a running flat. That's what I see in the middle here. So that means, to me, that it has a really good chance that this leg right here needs a partner over here. At that point, be looking to take profits. Can it still climb correctly? Yes, it can come down, and then it can give us another leg. But this does not look like a bull run to me, unfortunately. I can't even make a diagonal out of that. Wait, let me see one thing. No, can't do it. Yep. So this looks like a middle connector. And then this leg needs a leg over here. Okay. Oops. Should be down here like this. Oh, well, I'm really screwing it up. But you get the picture. Doesn't look like a bull run, guys. I'm sorry. And let's see. Where was I? ADA's next. Can you tell me if ADA Bitcoin is an expanded flat? Yes, I will. I will look at the regular ADA first. Which is a beautiful thing, isn't it? Don't you wish you caught it at 0.075? All right, so it's obvious here. We have it's pretty much got the same look as Bitcoin, where this is a, let me see one thing here. That just came up too high. So let me look lower. This, get a closer look. This is definitely the top of a third, okay? Let me look at the RSI real quick. Okay, yeah. So this is the third, this is the fifth. See how this hit the 618? And I was talking about that in Bitcoin and ETH, saying how I couldn't match up any legs. This one you can. So this can easily be the top of a third, okay? And this is our correction right here. Because it hit the 618, it qualifies. And did that break the bottom? 1.006. It did. No, it didn't. Okay. So this, I would be looking as 1, 2, all of this 3. This has the chance to be a 4, expanded flat, and a 5. If it follows Bitcoin down, or whatever Bitcoin's going to do, then I would look at it as this. And that was the top, like this. This was our 5th. And what it has the chance of doing here is this is the 3rd. Let me back that up. So we have 4, 5. What it has the chance of doing is a higher degree 3rd. And then this would, correct, carry on with Bitcoin if that's what Bitcoin's going to do. And this could be a higher degree 4th. And it comes into the prior degree 4ths territory. And then we go up for another 5th. That's the potential it has. Now, we can look closer because I think that does look like an expanded flat. And I know you wanted me to look at, yeah, that's what it looks like. So it does have the chance, if it can hold this bottom, to go up for another 5th. It doesn't look promising. This looks like a 3-wave move to me. So and this looks like, okay, this is our connector. We are going to get this leg for a partner up, and then we're going to come down deeper. Okay. But overall, ADA looks really nice. Really does. And like I said, it did hit the 618 at that bottom down here. ETH Bitcoin, or ADA Bitcoin, is it an expanded flat? Yes, it has the same look. So how you tell is you pull a regular fib on your A wave. Okay? If we don't hit the 1.618, this is the pocket right here. Okay. As long as we don't hit the 1.618, it's valid. And here comes your C wave. So yes, it does look like an expanded flat. But here's the thing with expanded flats. They like to happen at the top of runs. So what happens is we get an expanded flat. Okay. And then the market can't recover and it gives us a corrective move. And then we get another move. And then it gives us another corrective move. And then we get a move. And that's how we end up trending downwards. Is because of expanded flats, and they like to happen on the top. Okay? Just beware of that. They love to happen on the top. I'm not saying that the market can't recover from it. It can. It does it all the time. Just know that when you bounce, you want to bounce with 5 waves and not 3. And to me, this looks like a 3-wave move. Jay, I agree with you on the ETH fees. I went to go move some ETH the other day and almost crapped myself. Thank goodness I did a test run and only moved 20 bucks. I would have been so mad. But it took $10 of it. My settings for Market Liberator B. I see you guys' request. Don't think I'm skipping over you. Let me go back to my, well, it would be right here, duh. My settings, I don't think I've changed anything other than I've taken some things off. I haven't changed anything with it. I just took the, yeah, I haven't changed anything other than I took off the histogram that was behind there because I can't see it anyway. I took off the cash flow so that I could see the yellow MiFi because that's important to me. And that's it. Because when this yellow MiFi crosses 0, you automatically get green candles. And when it crosses below, you get red. I love this little yellow thing. All right, guys, I'm going to see if there's any like multiple requests for the same coin. Because unfortunately, I have an appointment. Polyfarm, you're so nice. Yeah, okay, so let me talk about the Discord real quick, guys, okay? Most Discords, and let me look at the camera, not the phone. Most Discords out there, they have a chat room. You get to chat with like-minded people. They give you chart setups. Like the professional people in there will give you updates on what they think the market's going to do. Okay. And they're all pretty much the same. So when I was thinking about my Discord, I wanted to do something different. There is so many people out there that are relying on these Discords and YouTube channels and they've subscribed to hundreds of people and they're watching all of them and they get confused and they don't know what to do, and they can't trade, and they can't trade without waiting for somebody to update them. So my Discord to start out is going to be teaching. It's going to be geared towards education. Not that we're not going to update, about what Bitcoin and ETH are doing, because that's really going to be kind of on my social media, Instagram, Twitter. I'll be updating regularly on there, and I will update in the Discord, but the main purpose of the Discord is going to be geared towards teaching you Elliott wave, psychology, risk management, foundations of trading. And I know a lot of you already know that, but I think there's a lot much more involved, and I have so much to offer. And I basically want to create a bunch of little me's, a bunch of people that can be confident in what they're doing. And the good thing about it is if you join and you learn, you have the chance to teach the new people coming in. Okay? So there's going to be an incentive where if you learn and you are good enough, and I hate to put that on there, good enough. I just mean, there's going to be a place for everybody. So, hopefully you want to help others like I want to help, and you'll end up being a teacher within our Discord. So when it starts out, it's going to be about teaching. Yes, there's going to be a monthly fee, but I've got big plans for it. And so if you want to learn, and you want to learn Elliott Wave, and you want to know everything that I know, send an email to Dragonfly Trading System and we'll keep you updated. Okay? I thank every one of you for showing up for my first live stream. You made it comfortable. I was not nervous. And yeah. So I hope you'll come back, and my live stream will not be spinning and buffering next time. Hopefully, anyway. So I love each and every one of you, and I'll see you in the next one, okay? Have a great day, everybody.